when we were making Bleed American, it was just kind of going from cassette mixes to burnt CDs. And we would have mailed you stuff. That's how we would have like traded ideas. Like, here, hey Mark, here's our ideas for the record.
Yeah, I think I remember getting like envelopes with CDs in them.
So our first demo for Praise Chorus, I want to say we just did at the house I was living at. Oh, that's definitely a demo. Sort of like alternate early lyrics. I mean, the ideas are there for harmonies and everything.
Where the fuck did we record that?
I want to say that's Aaron's garage.
Sounds really good.
Me and another musician that was in town, we started combining gear, and we had like he converted his garage into a practice place, and he had like a Soundcraft desk, and then we had 16 tracks of DA-38 to make demos on. And so some of the Bleed American demos come from bedroom to like random places, and then to theirs, kind of where we ended up in the final stage of getting everything put together. I think one thing with Praise Chorus, the arrangement of it already starts off with such an intense energy. Like, what are you gonna do to go up a notch? Like you're not. So like, how does the chorus make an impact? And dropping down to like the palm mute part and having the vocal less yelling at you and more like singing is how we accomplish that. It's so fun having the individual tracks. What's happening here in guitar world, I think, is important. Tom is happening on one side and I'm happening on the other. And then I come in, you know. And I think like for me what's really awesome about Praise Chorus is like it's constantly tense. Everything is focused on like the tension and resolve. It's basically all building up to the last chorus and outro part where you finally get the payoff of like things lining up in a way, and every other decision is made about like creating tension. A big part of that is like the guitars and what's happening there. There's like the cadenced pattern of strumming that's happening, and then there's just like a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, like a really even part. And those are employed at different parts in the song for different reasons. Another way we get tension in that, we're accenting the tension, is like my guitar is not changing in that. Like Tom is following what the bass is doing, you know. So Tom is following that, and I'm not. I'm just hanging out. It's just like this droning kind of thing that's like.
Like in the verse, the guitars are very kind of static. The rhythm is providing like the bounce and the movement. We all come together in the chorus, and the focus of the song narrows. It's a great song in the sense that like it's really simple. Like there's not a lot happening, but the things that are happening are really complementary to each other over the course of the song. And I don't think we were like consciously thinking about this stuff when we were making it, but when we look back on it, it's a very economic song where everything's working together to provide different contrast, ushering in that tension all the way through.
Everyone kind of going with the swing of the beat. I feel it as a device that kind of ends that tension and gets the resolve, you know, with what's happening with the guitars. Like everybody's now doing that. Instead of da 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 the whole time, now everyone's locked in with that.
It's interesting noticing the drum pattern on the demo. The kick pattern on the demo, when you listen to it, is different than it is on the album for the verse. it's more complicated, like the kick drum is busier on the verse in the demo. I simplified it just to basically, like, I think me and Rick are just doing a doom that, doom that, doom that. And that really locked in that swing for the verse, and which also, again, provides that contrast to the chorus, which is very rigid. Like, eliminating some of the kick drum pattern made it feel so much better in the album version.
Space rocks.
Yep.
But here's what's going on in the demo. There's still that kind of like half pattern, halfway through the phrase, it kind of just like, it sort of switches to like the lagging part of it.
Yep.
That's still there, but on the front half, it's way busier.
Yeah. Locked in with Rick, it really establishes that swing so much better.
This might be the first record that we made where that was even on our radar. Taking the time to make sure everything is intentional, especially for praise chorus, because the cadence of everyone's playing is one of the only elements you have to like build the dynamic arc of the song.
The vocals are insane on the song. The shining thing on this song is the vocal performance. And then the underlying tension of the music throughout the song is sort of just is aiding that, pushing it up the hill a little bit.
It's just all wide open for the vocals to take over. And some of the choices we made, making Bleed American in general, I feel, looking back on now, it makes a lot of sense. But in the moment, it were all just choices that we made because it felt right.
I've always thought that this song was about that TLA show. Yeah, we did this show in Philly at the TLA, and Promise Ring was headlining. And I remember when Promise Ring played, Jim and I kind of worked our way from the back of the crowd up to on the front rail, like bumping around with the other kids, like while Promise Ring is playing. It's funny because I've always associated the song with that moment. I don't know if that's what Jim was meaning, but
I was kind of thinking about deforestation.
Oh, okay. So in a way, the song musically mimics that. It mimics like you're talking to the person at the back of the crowd, like, and they're kind of wondering, "Oh, I want to get closer, but I'm not sure." And there is that like that hesitancy and that tension. And then by the time the last chorus happens, it's like they've made their decision and they're in the pit and they're going off.
They don't care.
And they're having a blast. The music itself is embodying that journey.
Yeah, definitely. I remember that tour opening up for Promise Ring. People were freaking out going to see that. It's just like you're being exposed to a community, latch on to that sense of belonging. Everything else is just kind of melting away that doesn't matter. So that kind of vibe made it into the song. We had everything else in the song happening except for the bridge. At one point, it was like, what are we going to do there? I don't know. Jim, go do something. That's how it happened. So like,
Oh, I remember that.
yeah.
Yeah.
The idea was to have a vocal, something that kind of builds with the tension of the part, like scat stuff happening on there. Like just yas and stuff. Party yells, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, Jim. At one point there was like this guitar lead. It's not really exciting enough to do it, Some wacky organ part.
We tried some shit and it didn't work. And then we thought,
I remember I tried some vocals there. Yeah, it didn't work.
We tried some shit.
It'd be funny to hear it. If it's
Yeah, I got.
actually no, it wouldn't.
Wait a minute.
solo it turned
Yeah.
out really loud.
We had that big bridge of nothing where we didn't know what we were going to do. And we
Yeah.
tried idea after idea after idea. And nothing was really like clicking. And I just remember just out of desperation going like, because Davey's referenced in the song, it just kind of made sense. Like,
Yeah.
why don't we just get Davey to do something?
Right.
It just made sense. And it was kind of like an aha kind of moment.
Yeah, it's like we got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. We just sent him like a rough mix of it and sent it to Milwaukee, where he went to the studio and just tried stuff and then sent it back to us, which at the time was like a revelation. Like, whoa, you can do this? You can just collaborate with people? You can just send
Remotely,
computer
yeah.
files around? Like, whoa, what? You don't have to get in the same studio with what? Yeah, then Davey sent back. His prompt was basically just like, sing me something that I know. So he just took a bunch of song lyrics of stuff that I would probably know and made them like lyrics.
I remember like hearing it for the first time, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, this is like, it's nothing to do with, but it's exactly why it worked. Because
Yeah.
it's nothing that any of us would have thought of, and it's perfect. But at the time, I was like,
Didn't make sense.
"Fuck," you know.
Our house in the middle of the street. Why did we ever meet? Started my rock and roll.
He's gonna be stoked we're soloing this.
It sounds so good though.
So good.
Don't let's start. Why did we ever part? Kickstart my rock and roll and heart.
I mean, it's literally perfect. Like when you, because I hear what you're saying. When you first listen to it, you're like, wait, I'm not getting like why he's doing it. But when it sinks in, it's like he's singing. He's literally just doing what Jim is asking him to do.
Yeah.
He's singing something that
Call and
you
repeat.
know, and it's just like a perfect thing.
It's
and
perfect.
it's like, and when you listen to it now, it's like, man, there's nothing else would fit there like that. And I feel like that was sort of a magical thing that happened, and we're super grateful to Davey for being willing to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Wanna always feel that part